Hi everyone, it's KIREI here for Hey Little Magpie, and I'm using the new Bea Valint Smiles for Miles collection. Now, this is a travel inspired collection, but is super versatile. There's lots of other icons in there as well. And I'm also using the new Hey Little Magpie July embellishment kit. So I've pulled out this wood grain paper here with the two floral clusters on it. Now, I often find these sorts of papers a bit more difficult to work with because you've already got partially printed background. But I decided to work with those clusters and create almost, I guess, a slightly diagonal design. So I'm going to work with my 6 small photos here on that I'm mounting on. This is paper number 10. They only have numbers. This is number 10. It's got tiny pink sort of flowers on the background. And I'm going to use that photo block in the bottom left, and then I'm sort of going to work across the page up to that top right cluster. So this particular collection, I have to say, I feel like has gone under the radar because I haven't even really seen it until I was looking to see what would I work with as my collection for July. And this one sort of popped up, and I was like, wow, I've really not noticed it particularly, but it's lovely. There are loads of really pretty papers in there. You've got florals, you've got checks, you've got gingham, you've got stripes. And as I said, it is travel inspired, but there are lots of other different icons in there as well. So I think it'd be quite versatile to use for other types of layouts too. I mean, this layout is travel. I've got quite a lot of travel layouts that I've got on my list to do. So it's particularly perfect for that. So yeah. Okay, so what I pulled out there, those little sort of layering pieces, are from the Paperie Pack. Now, I've not had one of these before, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to grab this because there's loads of bits and pieces in it. So you've got these lightweight papers, you've got acetate pieces, there's chipboard pieces. There is really huge amount of loads in there. Now, this is great, these light pieces, if you don't like a lot of thickness on your layouts. Now, I don't mind a bit of texture and dimension, all that sort of thing. But particularly if you don't like lots of, as I say, too much your layouts to be too thick, these lightweight papers are perfect just to add some layering detail behind your photos. So now I've pulled in some of the ephemera pieces, and what I decided to do was extend that bottom left cluster on the background around the bottom of my photos to sort of keep it going. So I'm just playing around here, working out what I'm going to use. Now I'm bringing in the Hey Little Magpie. This is the July embellishment kit, and it's lovely. Little strawberries, there's actually little carrots in it, there's little flowers, there's ribbons, there's some little fabric tabs. There's a charm. I don't use all of it, but I pulled out elements, and I've got the little fabric strawberries here that I've popped into my 2 clusters. There's some tiny little white daisies with yellow centers that I'm adding in as well. And then I'm building and extending the top right cluster as well. So this is where I'm getting to add a bit more dimension to that background. Now, the chipboard pieces that come in the papery pack are quite actually thick, which is slightly different to the other elements that are in there. So I've got the heart down the bottom right there. I've got the getaway arrow, and I do bring in a flower cluster as well. But you'll see what I do to make them not so, because even for me, they were quite thick. So now I'm going to start to stick down my cluster. So I'm just sort of working in here. And as usual, I'm only adding a bit of glue to the center because I'm curving my leaves and the petals as well to give me that dimension. Some of the elements, I'm just adding a little bit of foam tape to the back of them just to get that dimension and just to raise them slightly, like the little umbrella here. I've got some little drink bottle sort of cups there, which was particularly tied into, really, I'm in New Orleans and we've gone to Café du Monde to eat beignets and coffee. And the beignets are really famous. They're like they're covered in powdered sugar, and they're like a square donut. They're French, but they're delicious. We went twice. They were so good. So yeah, I've got the coffee cups and drink things in there because that obviously ties in the fact that we're eating. Getting the camera in up there. I've got more of those little cute little fabric strawberries that I'm tucking in. And then just adding the other ephemera pieces to my embellishment cluster. Okay, here is one of the thicker chipboard pieces that were in the Paperie Pack, and I'm just basically tearing off some of the layers just to make it, just to reduce the thickness down a bit. So that's easily done. Tucking in the leaf underneath it, another one of the little fabric daisies there, and got that little lightweight vellum floral piece that I've added in. I've got a couple of gold vellum butterflies there that I've sort of placed there. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. I love this set. This is the thickest set, and you've got the alpha, which is small, but you've also got little words. You've got some icons. Yeah, it's really, really good. So there's loads on it. And I'm going to add the title. I've got Let's Go in the gold, and then I'm going to add four beignets. So let's go for beignets, which is obviously what we were doing. Um, okay, so it's in the alpha is in two shades of pink and gold. So it's really lovely, actually. So you can see all the other words and things like that on there. So adventure, explore, journey, blue skies, friends, wander. So again, as I said, loads on this one. So I really love this thicker set. And on the other side, you can see there's actually almost like, little dots and stars. Yeah, so it's great. Yeah, really like that. There's the enamel dots here. I'm just bringing a few of those just to add into my clusters. And as per usual, I'll probably fiddle around, moving them around, deciding where they're going to go. Now, oh no, I've got those three stuck down quite quickly. That's pretty impressive for me. Okay, and I keep going. Oh yeah, there we go. Bit undecisive there. Right. Okay, so pop on over to the website, heylittle.magpie.com, and you'll find all of the fabulous Bea Valint Smiles for Miles collection. But also go over and you can find out about subscribing to that fabulous embellishment kit Sarah curates each month. So it's different every month. There's maybe some paper elements, some cut apart pieces. There's flowers, there's threads, there can be paper clips, honestly, ribbons, trims, all sorts of bits and pieces. It's fabulous. Just add extra elements to your layouts. Okay, I'm just adding some gold splatters because I like a little bit of sparkle on a layout. Who doesn't? And then I decided I'd finished with that. I've added my journaling and I've got last few bits and pieces. I finally decided where those two butterflies are going to go. And then I've brought in these really pretty sequins that come with the embellishment kit. And honestly, the colours are just perfect to go with this collection. So I'm just pulling in them and I'm scattering them around my clusters at the bottom here and the top right. And then I can just get them stuck down. I did focus on the sort of pinks and the bluey green tones in the sequin pack, but I could have used the other colours as well because they really worked particularly well with this collection, Bea Valint Smiles for Miles. Nearly got that round the wrong way. Okay, here we go. Here's the final layout, and here are some close-up pics. I hope you've enjoyed watching the process video, and I will be back again with another process video using this collection. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.